Happy Sunday. It's me, I Dream of Earth, here to share some light and some epiphanies that I've been having the past 12 hours with you. And I think it's like pretty crazy how I don't really talk about like current events so much, even though I'm like, I was gonna say I'm always thinking about it, but I'm not always thinking about it actually. But it's something that's like always in our face, and I feel like for me it's definitely been a journey of self-discovery to actually like sit with my truth and like uncover what it really is, not just like what did you hear and what like makes sense to you, but like what feels right in my body, like what digests the best within me, you know what I mean? So hi, yes, Steven. So little kitty butt. Meow. So I wanted to make this video for us because I've just been like mind blown with like things are really starting to make sense for me, and I wanted to share them with you. Doesn't mean you have to take it on as your truth. In fact, I would rather you not hear what I'm about to say in the next little bit and just be like, fuck yeah, that's right. I'd rather you sit with yourself and feel in your body what I'm saying, and just notice, hear the thoughts in your mind and observe from like a witness point of view without like, labeling things as like true or false, or our mind is meant to like judge, right? And just label. So just let it do what it naturally does. But not, question your thoughts. That's all I'm going to say. And question, just like be open and curious. So, so if you spent any time with me, you'll know that I do not wear a mask. That's not my truth. I did wear a mask in the beginning of the pandemic when everything was like, oh my gosh, everyone was scared and fear. This has never happened before in our lifetime. Like, what the heck is going on? And I remember personally being very, very, very upset actually on a few nights, like crying in a ball in fear, like literal fear. I didn't leave my house for weeks, my apartment for weeks at the time, and it was a really hard time. But as I've continued living my life and uncovering my truth, it kind of makes more sense to me that this was not in fact a pandemic, rather a plandemic. And based on the information that I have, we're all able to come up with our own truths, but something that is very, very, very clear and apparent to me is that the outcomes of the situation of the world right now are dividing us, right? They're, number one, putting us in fear. Wear your mask, cover your nose and your mouth, the centers of your breath that connects you, right? Our breath connects us to our spirituality. Is it no coincidence that they want us to cover our voice, our life, the first thing that we are born with, and the last thing we will leave this earth with is our breath? Is that no coincidence that they want us to close that part of us off to prevent us from, breathe with me, breathing deeply. We feel fear when we see the mouth of another. Some of us, that's the thing, some of us feel fear, and so it's dividing us as humanity instead of pulling us together to realize the power that we have when we work together as one human race. Listen, if you've been vaxxed, if you haven't been vaxxed, if you got your booster, if you didn't get your booster, if you wear a mask, if you don't wear a mask, I don't judge you. I'm not judging you, because we are one human race. I choose to see unity, but the masks divide us. The masks divide us. They people will see me, and some people, not all people, some people will see me and they feel fear. Oh my gosh. They shake their head. And it's been quite, I don't want to say, like, I've been triggered a little bit when, you know, I'm the only one in the room standing without a mask. And yet there's people sitting that aren't wearing masks, but they're not judged. Like, how does the virus know? Like, how does the virus know? Oh, no. You're seated without your mask. You're safe. But you're standing. You just walked in. You have to wear a mask. The virus is so fucking smart, right? No. That makes absolutely no sense. That is literal. That does not make any sense. I don't care what you believe in. If you really think that that makes sense, I encourage you to look within and say, what? And so this is really a global awakening on so many levels, but the biggest awakening here is reclaiming our power. This is a global awakening of reclaiming our sovereignty, our individual power, because it takes a force within you to be the only one standing in your truth in the room, even if people do not understand you. Do you have the power within you to say, no, I am not wearing a mask. This is my religion. Can you say that to someone? And even if your voice shakes, even if you're nervous, can you stand strong in your power? Can you look at them in the eyes with compassion and not judgment, not fear, just honest truth? Because I promise you, the more that you stand in your power, the more that you speak your truth, the stronger your voice becomes, the less it starts to shake. And the more fluid the words just whoosh, pour out of your mouth. And people won't always agree with you. This isn't about getting people on your side or getting to see the world as you see the world. It's about understanding that everyone has their own unique perspective, including you. But only you can determine your unique, individual, one-of-a-kind point of view. And you are absolutely entitled to that. And I encourage you to search for it. Now, this global awakening has a huge awakening within us of our personal power. And I'm starting to see that the way society was created, the way that things are perceived as normal. Oh, my sweaty healing hands. Who else has this problem? Literal buckets of sweat. The way that society has been set up was created to keep us from realizing our personal power. Think about it. What is normal in society? Waking up, getting ready, going to work, coming home, getting ready for the next day. Spend time with your family if you're lucky enough to live with them. Repeat, 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 repeat. Oh, yay, it's Saturday. I have time to myself, but I have to catch up on all the maintenance that it takes to be alive as a human. And what this does, this manufactured kind of like artificial schedule of living, actually removes us from the natural rhythms and patterns and unique qualities of our body, right? we get into a routine of eating breakfast at the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day, going to bed at the same time every day, is it really true and authentic to you? Are you even hungry? Or are you just used to eating at this time? And when we're on these artificial patterns society has created for us, especially if the food that we're eating, right? Because, the booster has been FDA approved, FDA approved. What else does the FDA approve? Hormones in your meat? Antibiotics in your dairy products? Steroids in the chicken? Literal baby chicks being ground up in meat grinders, destroying the sacredness of life? I don't know the FDA. But if they're okay with approving that, again, I think it's just different strokes for different folks, but that is not the reality that I fucking stand for. That is not what I Dream of Earth would approve of. I Dream of Earth does not approve. No. Absolutely not. And again, what are these? They approve of these toxic. I don't know if anyone watches BoJack Horseman, the chickens episode. It's like, like, oh. Like, okay, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna just briefly explain it to you. Basically, the show it's like animals, but they're personified and they act as humans. But then there's this episode called Humans, where this chicken they're like, these chickens are friends and these are food, and the food is pumped up with hormones, steroids, and it's just like a fucked up chicken. Like, genuinely, it's just like a fucked up chicken, but they love her and they want to like save her. Becca. Oh my god. But it's just like a fucked up bird, and then there's like other chickens, but they're like normal because they haven't been. Anyways, just a funny tangent. But what do the FDA approves it because it removes you from your body. It removes, it takes away your ability to be yourself, right? It's putting these artificial things in you. It's like fillers, right? It's not real. It's not. And you're eating that, you become that. Food should nourish our bodies. Food should nourish our bodies. From every single step of the way. And people will say, oh, well, I don't like to think about, where things come from. I can't think about it because I just don't want to know. Ignorance is not bliss. If it's going inside you, you should want to know. You should want to know where it's coming from, what's been put inside of it, what it's been eating. I choose to eat life. I choose to think for myself. I choose to use my power to empower others to find their power. And the more that we connect to ourselves, all of these things that are taking us away from the connection that we have with ourselves, it's so automatic that we'll hear the thoughts in our head and think they're real, because it's our voice. Meanwhile, it's just been passed down through society, through generation, through community. But what's really yours? What's yours? What's your truth? Only you can decide that. And only you can declare this for yourself. No one can take this from you. No one can give it to you. It's been yours, and it has been yours, and it always will be yours. So I hope this empowers you to live in your truth. I stand for freedom. And if we don't stand up for our freedom, it's gonna be taken from us. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take away our freedoms one by one by one. And I think unfortunately, one of the reasons why I can understand this on such a deep level is because when I was an adolescent, something that happened to me, I was abused by a man way older than me, and it's called grooming. So what they do is they do one little thing, push you past your boundary just a little bit, not enough to like warrant you saying anything or doing anything. Maybe it just makes you feel a little uncomfortable, and a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and then all of a sudden your freedom's gone. Your mind is confused and you don't know which way is up. So stand up for yourself, even if you are the only one in the room standing up for yourself, because I promise you, you're not the only one thinking it. Yeah, sure, sometimes people will see me and they'll shake their head. Okay, I can handle that. On a rare occasion, someone will say something to me. I can handle that too. But then there's also people that lower their mask. And you can feel the sense of relief in their body. And to give people that gift, say, hey, there is a voice inside of you that knows this is not right. And the more of us that band together and stand up for our truth, there is more of us. You guys, there is more of us. There is way more of us than of them. Which is why they want to take away our powers, turn us into robots, go artificial everything, population control, like you name it. This is a wild time to be alive, but we are here for it. So my arm is getting tired of holding this phone. So on that, I'm gonna leave you. Follow me on Instagram at I Dream of Earth. Definitely more active there if you want to connect further. And again, I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Have a beautiful, empowered day, and I will see you soon. Mwah.